So about a week ago, I was going to try and do like these kind of like healthy flapjacks. And I tried to test a bunch for all the women in my life, my mother, and it just came out so crap, and all the crumble kind of just integrated and was just shite. So I'm going to try and do kind of like a healthy Twix with like maybe a bit of white chocolate on. And I think the key is, so basically I'm going to use like dates, and I didn't even cut the little bits out of them, so they just get little pips in your mouth, and it's just absolutely shite. So I'm going to basically mash all the oats and stuff together. I'm going to take out I put in like whey protein powder last time, but I'll just pretty much cut the chocolate up, melt it, layer it on, take it out of the freezer like the oats and the caramel thing, and layer it on top, and then hopefully that will be just kind of a healthy version of a Twix. I think as well, I might be wrong, and fucking don't kill me vegans, but if I don't put the actual white chocolate on with the dates, coconut oil, oats, I'm going to put berries in as well. It will be like a vegan version of like a Twix thing. I wouldn't say I've gone vegan, but I definitely notice the difference. Not that anyone absolutely cares what I eat, but I definitely notice the difference. The less red meat I eat, I just feel I feel so less bloated when I eat less red meat. Anyway, let's go. What I'm going to do is make like biscuity layer. So all I have in here pretty much half a cup of desiccated coconut, 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, half a cup of whatever nuts you want to use. I'm going to use walnuts. I think cashew are better, but I just want to see what happens if I use walnuts this time. And pinch of salt and like 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, or agave syrup if you have it. Definitely pronounced that wrong. And then something else. Yeah. So after about a minute of blitzing that, I'm going to add almond flour as well to make it even more biscuity. I usually use a Maggi mix as well. Pick one of those up because I used to have like a NutriBullet, and they're deadly when you want to make smoothies, but if you want to like make any kind of soups or like blend dates, it just like burns out the whole time. So it's much more expensive, but if you can, I definitely think they're worth getting. Finish blitzing that after the almonds, and what I'm going to do now is that's the biscuit layer underneath done. So all I need to do now is I put that into the freezer. That's the first part done, and then I can work on like the caramelization thing, whatever the hell that means. I'm going to put the blend of the dates and smooth that on underneath, on top. So that's the first layer done. Jesus. So I really recommend getting these. They're like pervert gloves. That's the only thing I can use to describe them. But when you're just mashing all the layers together, it's so hard to do with one hand. It just stops all the crappy mess. So I would definitely pick up a pair of these. So close to that in the freezer. That's the first layer done. That's the biscuit layer. I'm going to do the second layer, which is the caramel, and that's just basically 2 packets of dates. Make sure you take the little pips out, and maybe 2 spoonfuls of coconut oil, and then just half a cup of water. So that's what the second layer is going to look like, before I blend it all together. So I just obviously washed out the blender, put in the 2 cups of dates. How many times I said dates today? The spoonfuls of coconut oil, half a cup of water, a cup of milk. I'd like to try almond milk, but that just takes so long to make. So on this thing as well, it's like vanilla bean paste. I want to try something a bit different than maple syrup, so hopefully this adds like a nice layer of sweetness as well. Second layer done, and as you can see, that's kind of like caramel there. So I'm trying to blend it so it's as smooth as possible. Now all I have to do now is put this on top, and then I'm going to put this into the freezer for another 2 hours. Oh yeah? Have cool bit. So that's the biscuit layer on top, and I'm just going to smooth this out, and then put it in the freezer for about 2 hours, and hopefully it'll set. I have a feeling it's going to take a bit longer. That came out really kind of like milky watery, so I have a feeling I might need to leave it for a bit longer than 2 hours, maybe 3. So I'm going to try and get that as even as possible. As good as it's going to get. Almost forgot to say, if you have time, it's really good to put in the raspberries on top. So that's the middle layer done. So we've got the the biscuit layer underneath, and that's the caramel, why is that word so hard to say, caramelized version in the middle, with a bit of raspberries thrown in, and then let that set for about 2 to 4 hours in the freezer. And then I'm going to take it out, melt white chocolate, and put it on top. And hopefully that might be too much going on, but we'll see. Oh no, that's kind of coming out. I feel as well, I'll probably have to keep this in the freezer. It's probably not going to stay if I leave it out in the fridge. So I have to be a bit quick. I'm too tall. So you melt this with I really need to get a better table for this angle. I really get a better angle thing. So I'm gonna cut this in slices now. I don't know how this is gonna work. So that's kind of the layer is, I've got the biscuit layer there, but it's not too frozen, so I can still put the melting chocolate over it. And it doesn't really matter if it's it doesn't have to be perfect as well, because you're going to put the chocolate on anyway, and then you're just going to divide it up, cut it into like little bars. I'm aiming to get about, I'd say, 12 bars for the week. So instead of like snacking on loads of junk food, you'll get these, which shouldn't be too bad. I can kind of feel it starting to come apart a little bit. So you kind of have to be a bit quick. And then I'm gonna put it back in. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay,